Alrighty, greetings, welcome back to Blackburn News, where everything is connected. Dissected, inspected, otherwise rejected. How are y'all doing? Good to see you. So Wednesday. Thanks for joining me every day on the internet. Super cool. Static. Sorry about the static. Global Solidarity post. Why is there MAGA? Why is there MAGA? Why is there MAGA? I don't know. Why is there MAGA? Because people need something to believe in. You know? That's my guess. Or is it all just a QAnon psyop? I don't know. That also might fit too. I don't know. I'm seeing so many like retreads of the whole Trump is a criminal and Biden is, just retreads from, I don't know, the Trump era, the 2020 election. People just cannot, I don't know, comprehend that like Trump isn't the only criminal out there. The focus is just on his, malfeasance, wrongdoing, and if there is wrongdoing, there should be focus on it. Absolutely. But man, some people are just doing the like. I'm just seeing really dumb political takes, that look pretty tired. Just looking tired, and I don't know. I don't really have the time to even comment or push back. I just sigh. All right. We're doing this again? Are we doing this again? You guys don't know any better? You haven't really been paying attention, have you? I saw a person I know, a friend of mine, who I like and respect very much, has been doing kind of like TikTok-y political takes lately. And I was like, and they're so just blue MAGA. They're blue MAGA. Why is there MAGA? Why is there blue MAGA? Blue MAGA is the same cult. Inverted. And, his take was, again, Trump is found guilty of, this and this and this. And somehow his take was like that Hunter Biden, Burisma and Hunter Biden, the fact they got money was all made up. I was like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, you took like the most surface level, probably New York Times Washington Post type take. Some CIA propaganda nonsense pushed out there. Took that and ran with it. It's like you're not even, basically absolving the Bidens of, they're not corrupt, but that Trump guy, he sure is bad. Like, all right, great. We're just going to keep on doing this. People are just going to keep on falling for the okie doke. As long as people like yourself are putting out these takes that are, journalism light at best. Like you got it, It's cool. I mean, they're just whatever. They're like TikToks. They're, basically just opinion pieces or somebody's hot take on what they think the news is or what they think is really going on. And that, everybody is entitled. That's certainly what I'm doing here is everybody's entitled to their opinions, but the point is to stay woke, my friends. And that on the real sense, it's not woke. Not woke in the sense of what people think woke is. Stay woke, stay awake. It means stay awake. The original meaning of it was stay awake, stay aware, aware of evil. There are evil doings afoot. There are infiltrators. There are enemies in your midst. Stay woke. That's what it means. The man is doing it to you again. Stay woke. Not woke as in fly your rainbow flag and call it a day. But certainly fly a rainbow flag if that's what you're feeling. But that's not woke. That's not what it means. What's up? Just a sheep, says Zalipa. Yeah, we're not, there's the propaganda is so fast and furious and people just are so dang gullible about it, around it, for it. They love it. They eat it up. They swallow it down. They chew it up. They're like, that's some delicious propaganda. Maybe I can get who's all Tuby? Maybe we can get some more propaganda. But it works. It works. And the worst part is really intelligent people, swallow it whole, and that's what makes it even harder to see. Is otherwise, educated, well-meaning, regular, average, everyday participants in society. They're not on the side of evil at all. They're not, trying to do their worst. They're interested in, good things. All, these are not bad people. They fall for it every day. They fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And then, and the people that are really, really kind of paying attention are the weirdos. Anyways, that's how effective the propaganda is. I don't know. I feel like I'm just saying the obvious, and I'm doing my best impersonation of Magic Johnson calling a basketball game. Don't know if anybody ever saw that skit. I'm singing to the choir, and everybody knows how the song goes. So, but I'm glad we're all here. We can sing together. He sang like a Boyd. Listen, we're gonna get this guy, and he's gonna sing. Anyways, this is what global warming looks like if you remove the effect of El Nino, volcanic eruptions, and solar activity. This is a new creative experiment says people more scared of riding on a bus than climate change. True. People more scared of not having the of being somehow outside of society and not having all the things that everybody says they're supposed to have. Sure, my friend, sure. It looks the same, said Osama. Anyways, this is what global warming looks like if you remove the effect of El Nino, volcanic eruptions. And here's the. So these are several different readings, kind of laid over each other. NASA, NOAA, HAD, CRU, Berkeley, ERA5. Most of them ending up here, 1.5 or real close, of course. The author is a professional statistician with much experience in climate data analysis. The method is described here. Adjusted global temperature data. I have a lot of other things I'm going to cover today. This is one of the things I think that people would be interested in, though. We like graphs and such and data. Way back in 2011, I co-authored a paper with Steven Romsdorf in which we adjusted global temperature in order to remove, as best we could, the influence of factors we knew were only temporary and not man-made. Specifically, these are volcanic eruptions whose aerosols cool the planet, the El Nino Southern Oscillation, which warms the world in a positive El Nino phase and cools it in a negative La Nina phase, and solar variations. What about the sun? When the sun gets hotter or colder, so does the Earth. Sounds pretty easy. These exogenous factors make global temperature fluctuate but don't really get anywhere. Removing their influence makes the global warming part clearer. I've updated my method for doing so and extended the time span it covers. So I'd like to share some things, some of the changes to methodology. Before I do, I'll cut right to the chase. Doing so removes a lot of the fluctuation in global temperature so that yearly averages since 1950, which look like this for 5 prominent global temperature data sets. This is what it's. So these are the actual yearly averages. Excuse me. Sorry. And you're right, Osama. It looks roughly the same. End up looking like this when you take out these are the mitigating factors or other factors that short-term short-term things that might affect temperature. Anyways, I'm not going to read about his methodology. No longer using lagged regression, exponentially smoothing data, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you guys can read this. Here's the raw data. NASA, with the final model of the influence of exogenous factors, came out like this. Looks kind of straight. Oh, that's the effect. Sorry. Volcanic and solar. So these are the effects, the up and down effects. So that's why it's straight. Got it. when we subtract this from the original data, we get the adjusted data for NASA, and this is what it looks like. So, I mean, it just looks like the curve is going up more sharply, right? Doesn't it? To you guys, is it me? So I don't, that's an interesting thing. This is crazy. I'm going to skip over to here. How you guys doing, by the way, today? Are some of you seeing some warmer than average temperatures? Osama says Alexander von Humboldt was a man who believed all of nature was interconnected and that by affecting one aspect of nature, other parts of nature would be affected too, for good or ill. Well, that sounds just dang logical, doesn't it? It just sounds like some super duper, logic to me. I've heard people actually suggest that the interconnectedness of the planet is somehow, or a holistic view of the holism. The term was coined by, I don't know, some Rhodes Scholar type, some nefarious mustache twirler type, right? So, the idea holism somehow this is a bad thing. I think there's, there was, what's his name? There's a very, very good documentary maker who talks about. He has whole documentaries about this kind of stuff. And the people that coined, the guy that coined the term holism. But the thing is it doesn't really matter who coined it. It actually makes perfect sense. It's not a, maybe this guy was not a great guy, but like it's just, again. Right. Sir Isaac Newton was kind of a strange dude, but it doesn't mean he wasn't correct about gravity. Today in Xinjiang, China, look at this. This is crazy. Some regions experienced a sudden temperature drop to minus 52 C, a sharp decrease of 45 degrees. This extreme cold caused a significant number of waterfowl to die off. Look at this. They're like just literally like frozen in place. That doesn't even look real. But it is, because I don't know how you could fake this. I don't know why you would. That looks like a lot of work. So this isn't fake. This is an actual, maybe you can do it with video fakey. But that's really frightening, and that's that this is another more evidence of extreme temperature changes, extreme weather, extreme temperature changes. What it looks like. And this is the kind of damage that it causes, right? I mean, all kinds of things happen in extreme weather. What happens? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? There's floods. Extreme weather can cause all kinds of issues with, growing of food. We have, farmers for the last 5 years reporting all kinds of problems with with extreme weather causing, harm to the crops. Extreme cold, extreme heat, spring's too early, summer's too late. These things cause all kinds of problems. And it's not gonna go away. This is not going away. These problems will get. More wild and wacky. Phantom sent me this. Climate change leading to thinner ice on lakes. Child hospitalized in northern Vermont. And again, we know this. Again, this is another very obvious signs of climate change. Sorry to the people that think it's all a hoaxy hoax. It is, even your favorite skeptical professor will tell you that it's getting warmer. Even the skeptical professor, types that everybody's like, see, he says it's not even real. Even these guys are like, well, it is warming. right? But here's why it's not so bad, right? They don't even take the position that it's fake anymore. They just take the position that it might not be that bad. It's totally blown out of proportion. CO2 is good for you and for plants. Everybody loves CO2. Anyways, but it's obvious that things are changing, right? Because the sea levels are rising, lakes are going away, evaporating. You can see this with your own eyes. You don't need to go like, well, these guys are all highly paid professors and they're lying to you. No, you just walk outside your door and look at what's going on. Just like look at the difference in everything. There's, where did the insects go? Where have all the birds gone? Why are the trees dying? Why do the trees die from the top down? Why are they being burnt from the top down? You can see. All right. A 3-year-old fell through the ice on lake. Memphremagog. That's a great word. Memphremagog. In northern Vermont with 2 adults and another child on a side-by-side recreational vehicle over the weekend. And was later hospitalized, Newport police said Tuesday. By the time police responded Saturday evening, the 4 were out of the water and 3 people ran towards the officers, pulling a sled carrying a man doing chest compressions on a 3-year-old. Oh, man. That is... but yeah, everybody, ice fishing is not what it used to be. Ice sports are not what they used to be. The Great Lakes are missing a lot of ice. We know this. Man, that's unfortunate. Oh, right. Free Assange. That's right. That's absolutely right. Free Assange and bring back press freedom. How about some freedom of speech? How about stop censoring people on the internet and bring back freedom of speech? Just let people be weird. It's okay. Let people say things you don't like. It's all right. Why don't the thing we should outlaw on the internet is propaganda. We should outlaw the people in charge lying to us. I'm all for that one. No, you cannot put false stories and fake news out there and treat it like it's a real news story. No, you can't do that, because that's lying with the intent to harm people, or to serve, some other motive, alternative motive that you might have. Now, that being illegal, I can get behind. As far as just regular people saying whatever they want, and maybe it's sometimes mean and icky, that's called free speech. Let them at it. Propaganda is illegal in other countries, and at one time it was illegal here. It was illegal to propagandize your own citizens. But Barack Obama, the savior of the universe and the greatest president ever, overturned the law that outlawed propagandizing your own people. I bet you didn't know that, journalism light TikToker. I bet you didn't know that Obama overturned this thing that, is ruining people's brains right now. Ruining your brain, apparently, because, you love the propaganda. Propaganda, it suits your needs for the moment. And so that's all fine and well. But there was a time when it was illegal to propagandize your own citizens, and now that's, I think it was the Smith Modernization Act. And so now you can do it, the Citizens United, corporations are people, and people get to lobby politicians and governments with all the more money that they have than regular people have to lobby. You can propagandize people at will. It's a great world. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, bro. You're the best. Oh, they did you wrong. You're the best. Yeah. It's frustrating. Osama says, or asks, if corporations are people, why are there none in jail? All right. Well, I have a couple of ideas. Well, some ideas. Probably has to do with all that money they have. The fact that they have way more money to hire the lawyers. To give, send the judges on vacation and whatnot. Buy them some, just a couple of gifts. It was a gift. What's wrong with the gift? Speaking of free Assange, Jem Bendell, man, Jem is one of those people. He's a gem. He's one of those people. Let me see. What were we talking about? Anyways, Twitter is having an issue. Can anybody see the stream on Twitter? I can see it. But they're saying they're having a problem with the stream on Twitter. But it looks like it's going. So I don't know. No, I just, whatever. Hey, if anybody is watching on Twitter, can you give me just let me know if you can see it or not. Let me know what it's looking like. I mean, it looks like it's okay to me. I'm seeing the stream on, or maybe not. Maybe not. It's gone now. Now it looks like it's not. There's nothing here. Hold on. Poppy says all good. Thanks, Poppy. I appreciate you. Oh, no. You're talking about something else. Oh, if you can see the stream on Twitter, please let me know. Is it looking okay? It looks like it's okay. All right. Whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. Jem Bendell, I remember the progressive NGO crowd in London 10 years ago. Progressive NGO crowd. They're nice people. 10 years ago, dismissing the idea Assange was evading extradition to Sweden to prevent them from sending him to the U.S. Despite no charges and facts showing otherwise, they swallowed the allegations of rape and thought me disgusting for defending him. This is my first glimpse of the way power can weaponize the narcissism of lefties, liberals, and progressives to smear a person or viewpoint, to divide opposition to the establishment. Such gullibility, leading to a moral posturing and canceling of people, has been a feature of politics in the West ever since. It is one reason I emphasize critical wisdom in chapter 8 of Breaking Together. He's retweeting, Stefan Semanowitz, explaining what the case is about. And you guys should know what the case is about. And then, somebody comes in saying, "Oh, you got it wrong, Jim." Jim. Did he call him Jim? You got it wrong, Jim. Just a bad man who doesn't know what he's talking. You don't uphold the progressive narrative that everybody else does. So therefore, wrong. I pegged this guy. Civilization collapse technician. So I guess he's interested in climate change, or and his bio is, "You think tyranny of the majority is bad? Wait till you try tyranny of the minority." It seems like he's just a regular climate change thinking dude, but he also seems like a swallower of the liberal narrative. And he just, is going off on how I tried to say something to him, and he was just like, "Well, you're just stupid and wrong." All right. But Jim, I really appreciate Jim. I appreciate Jim speaking out and speaking against, he's in a precarious position because he's squarely in the middle of the liberal, climate change aware lefty milieu, who also believe that, Biden is awesome, Trump is the devil, Ukraine, go Ukraine. They might be a little confused about Israel. They're like, most of these people are like, "Oh yeah, well, that's kind of bad, and we're supporting what Israel is doing, and that's kind of bad." I'm having a hard time having some cognitive dissonance around this one, because it's just so obviously bad, and nobody likes this, not even all of my liberal friends, and yet the Biden administration still seems to be, well, I don't know what to think. What am I going to say? Right? You know who you are. You know who you are. you know exactly who you are. Thank you, Poppy. I appreciate it. Thanks for the help. Anyways. Now, I love that Jim Bendel just questions the narrative all the time. It shows him a person of high intelligence. Even though he totally, perfectly understands that climate change is bad and we're going down the tubes. Get it? Tubes? Where's the tie-in? There's another tie-in. He understands how bad it is. He understands the need for maybe not action, but acceptance, some action, right action. I guess in the way that Guy McPherson, believes in right action as a Buddhist. I already talked about this yesterday. U.S. vetoed a ceasefire again, even though they're like, "Yeah, you guys, stop bombing the children." But we really can't vote against a ceasefire today. Not today. I mean, I don't know. Even they look, they are suffering cognitive dissonance. They're like, "Yeah, this is really bad." Well, John Glad, yeah, I mean that's why John Glad says most climate deniers I've come across are right-wing Republicans. I mean, maybe. I know plenty of people who don't align with the Republican Party who deny or suspect or are skeptical of the climate change. Excuse me. Sorry. Let's read. Read. Sorry, I need some Wi-Fi on my phone. I mean, or I guess what I could say to that is, maybe a lot of them are, sure. I could totally agree with that. But do climate believers need to be dyed in the wool liberal? Anything from the liberal narrative is totally true and correct. Yeah, I think that's a bad place to be. I mean, in the same way that most Republicans are climate deniers. They just swallow this message, right? That's the message on the other side. The message is, yeah, pooey, hooey. Not all there's actually been plenty of polls out that show that plenty of Republicans understand what climate change is and think that it's a thing, and think that it's a thing we should worry about. I mean, there's lots of polls about that. But a lot of Republicans or people on the right just swallow that whole. Swallow that it's propaganda. It's straight up propaganda. And they swallow it down whole and they think, they're onto something. Again, it's the cults are not going to, the MAGAs, blue or red, are not going to do you well. Jem does not fit in the box. And I'm all about not fitting in the box. With that being said, let's move to Rockfin for the last 15 minutes of the show, okay? Let's see. What do you guys say? Before we move to Rockfin for the last 15 minutes of the show, before we do that, sure could use your support, guys. As always. I bring the show to you for free every day, and I enjoy doing so, and I'm always appreciative of all of you being here. But it does take some work, It takes time, takes effort, takes work, takes grit and determination. But if you want to support the show, and I surely appreciate you, buymeacoffee.com/BlackBearNews. You can buy me a coffee there. You can. And I love the coffee. You can cash at me at Red Llama Music. You can. You can Venmo me at Kevin Sandblom. Totally cool to Venmo me at Kevin Sandblom. PayPal me at paypal.me/Kevin Sandblom. And you can Zelle me at kevinsandblom at protonmail.com. You can join the Patreon. You can super chat me. You can super ray me, super do ray me. All right. Are we all on Rockfin yet? All right. YouTubers, see you tomorrow. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Excuse me. Guys, tomorrow and Friday, the show will be at a different time. And I'm not really sure what time it is, but I cannot broadcast tomorrow at 9 a.m. because my schedule is going to be a little wacky tomorrow and Friday. So I'm thinking noon, 12 Pacific. So anybody on the East Coast, that'll be 3 p.m. And then you guys can do the math on the time. So 3 hours later than usual. So tomorrow I'm going to do noon, and also Friday at noon, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. And then next week we'll be back on the regular time. But I just need to change up the schedule a little bit. All right. So see you guys tomorrow at noon. Okay. And we'll move to Rockfin now.